Is it a boy or a girl? Usually people ask this question only when they are expecting a baby. But those who learn Russian and other Slavic languages, they have to think about it when they talk about tables, plants, instruments, and other objects. Surprisingly, all these things can be masculine, feminine, or neuter in Russian. Not all languages in the world have gender. English, Chinese, or Finno-Hungarian languages, or Turkish don't have grammatical gender. But 38% of the world's population speak languages with grammatical gender. Sometimes there are two, like in Italian, French, or Spanish. Sometimes three, like in Russian or German. It's a bit more complicated, I'll tell you. And there are languages with 10 and more grammar classes of the same kind. Like in some Aboriginal languages in Australia, they have special gender for plants. And you know what? Surprisingly, transport would be placed in the same category. Do you know why? Because canoe was the only transport available historically to these people in their culture, and it was made of wood, and wood is a plant. So airplanes, buses, and cars happen to be in the plant's gender. In Russian, unlike many other languages with grammatical gender, it's usually very easy to tell the gender of words. You just have to look at the final letter. When it's a consonant, it's usually masculine. For example, dom, on, or телефон, on. When it's got an O or ye, then it's neuter. Окно, оно. And if it has O or ye, then it's neuter. Окно, оно. And if it has a or ya, then it's feminine. For example, гитара, она. But not because of its shape, because it has a at the end. For example, гитара, она, but контрабас, контрабас, он. So, grammatical gender doesn't characterize objects. It's a property of words. For example, где паста? Вот она. Паста. Она. Где сыр? Вот он. Сыр. Он. Где вино? Вот оно. And together they make a nice family. Где вода? Вот она. Вода, она. But wait. If I pour some water, not mineral water, just water, into a cup or mug, and add a tea bag, it becomes чай, он. It changes its grammatical gender. Without the tea bag, вода, она. With the tea bag, чай, он. And now, with the tea comes cheesecake. Cheesecake, right, on. But wait. Coffee. That's a tough one. In official Russian grammar, it must be masculine, regardless of the "е" at the end. Кофе – он. Хороший, вкусный, черный кофе. Мой кофе. But some people use it in colloquial speech as a neuter word. So you can hear моё кофе, твоё кофе, and it's kind of legalized in modern Russian. Moreover, in its history, it even used to be она with the soft sign, kof, for a while in the 18th century, I think. So this is a gender fluid word in Russian. Geographical names in Russian also have gender. For example, Санкт-Петербург – красивый, а Вена – красивая. Италия – популярная, а Ирак – непопулярный. Geographical names that don't sound like Russian masculine or feminine words receive their gender according to the gender of the word that denotes the class they belong to. Palermo – красивый, because it's a city, город, and it's masculine. Mississippi – широкая. It's a river, река, feminine. Inari – красивое, because a lake, озеро. Kilimanjaro – высокая, because it's a mountain, гора. By the way, feminine words are the biggest group in Russian, and neuter words are just a tiny minority, about 11 to 13%. There are, of course, some exceptions. A human language cannot be that simple and regular, not even Russian. So let's have a closer look at those. There are words with "a" at the end, "a" or "ya", that are masculine because they refer to men, biological men, like papa, дедушка, grandfather, дядя, uncle, or even the word мужчина, man. Yes, it has a feminine ending, but it's a masculine word. Also, short forms of or informal Russian names, such as Boris, Боря, Nikolai, Коля, Vladimir, Vova, and Konstantin, Kostya, or Ivan, Vanya. So Vanya is usually a boy, not a girl. It's short for Ivan, or... Хорошо. There are some words that end with mya. So despite having ya, they are not feminine, they are neuter. These are two important words. Время, time, and имя, name, first name. Like мое имя Stanislav. And by the way, some names of women can sound like masculine words in the special vocative case. It's a special form used in colloquial Russian to attract someone's attention, to name the person you are addressing. Like Natasha or Nina would be Natash, Nin, Kat. They lose the final A. Окей, давай про мягкий знак. There are Russian words that have the soft sign at the end. You know, this letter that doesn't denote any sound but shows the quality of the preceding consonant. Words with the soft sign are masculine or some of them feminine. And there are a few guidelines to decide where the word belongs. Usually, if it ends with tel, like in писатель, читатель, учитель, слушатель, водитель, driver, they are masculine. If they end with ost and refer to abstract qualities derived from adjectives, they would be feminine. For example, радость, joy, старость, old age, or молодость, youth, неприятность, trouble, and трудность, difficulty. That's what we are talking about. If a word has the soft sign after ch, sh, zh, or sh, these sibilants, you know, then it's always feminine, because there is no tiny difference in pronunciation when I say врач without the soft sign or ночь with the soft sign. And then words like ночь must be feminine, because we only add this soft sign after ch, sh, zh, sh, that always sound the same, to show that the word is feminine. There is a tendency, by the way, that, for example, день in most European languages is masculine, le jour, der Tag, and ночь, like in Russian, feminine, la nuit, die Nacht, la notte, but it doesn't mean anything, because the sun, for example, is neuter in Russian, солнце, feminine in German, die Sonne, and masculine in French, le soleil. Останови на секунду. But what to do if the word has a soft sign and doesn't fall into any of these categories? I have a tip for you. It happens that small, short words with big meaning, they refer to the things that people can kill and die for. They are usually, what do you think? Right, you guessed it, feminine. For example, любовь, love, жизнь, life, смерть, death, кровь, blood, честь, honor, власть, power, or нефть, oil. Страсть, passion, or месть, revenge. Давай. This is not all, by the way. I hope you are enjoying the video. So I have two huge news for you. One is, that's not all. We have not just 3, but 4 genders. The fourth is the common gender. Words that can refer to equally men and women, and they behave like masculine or feminine words accordingly. So all the words connected to them, like adjectives, possessive pronouns, or past tense of verbs that has gender in Russian, they would have masculine or feminine forms depending on the person we are talking about. These are молодец, the one you've heard from your Russian teacher, right? Or умница, for a smart person. The masculine word умник, by the way, has some negative connotations. The masculine word умник, by the way, has some negative connotations. But умница, он умница, такой умница, она умница, такая умница, is a good way to say that the person is smart, bright. Or, another common word of the kind is коллега. Мой коллега хорошо работал, и моя коллега тоже хорошо работала. And there are some more, like левша. Левша, I'm not. Someone who can do things better with the left hand rather than with the right hand. Вы левша? Я нет. Or всезнайка, someone who is very proud of knowing many things and knows a lot. Пьяница, someone who drinks a lot. Or сирота, an orphan, a child who lost his or her parents. Останови на секунду. Левша, someone who can write and do other things with the left hand better than with the right hand. Вы левша? Я нет, я правша. Хорошо. И, ну, все, что... Finally, there is one last gender fluid, so to say, word in Russian. That's путь, the way. Because it's a masculine word with a soft sign, but when you start to use it in different cases, it behaves as if it were feminine. For example, путь, мой путь, my way, by Frank Sinatra and many other prominent singers. But без пути, without the way. Or по пути, on the way. The only masculine form would be путем in the instrumental case. Stop. There are some masculine words for men, that look feminine. So, there is a discussion right now about gender-specific words for women involved in different jobs and professions in Russian. The so-called feminitivы. Like in German, Italian, and other European languages with grammatical gender. Because 20 or 30 years ago, a female director would be just called director. And now some feminist activists claim that it should be direktorka, which is not a norm in Russian yet. There have been special words for women since Middle Ages. For example, мастерица, the feminine form of master, was used centuries ago. And in the 19th century, there were already women who were called журналистка. So it's not something new. But these days, some people believe that every woman in any profession should be named with a gender-marked word. My advice for you would be just listen to the person you are talking to and reflect the habits of the native speaker you are dealing with. Because for many people, it's a sensitive issue. For example, there were pilots who served in the Red Army during the World War II, but they wouldn't be referred to with the word pilotka, because this word denotes a special kind of military hat. So nowadays, when journalists write about women who work as pilots, they use a new word, pilotessa. So with time, language and society will sort it out. If you are still here and you watched this video to the end, you are umnitsa and молодец. Thank you. And if you want to master Russian grammar, please refer to our active Russian grammar, an innovative online self-study platform. Пока.